Here at Carroll Stadium on the campus of IU Indianapolis, we continue on day 2 of the USA Lacrosse Experience. Next up, men's matchup between Puerto Rico and Colombia. Glenn Clark, Mitch Belisle with you. And Mitch, this has been the one. You have had your eye on this matchup all weekend. You are telling us this is going to be a humdinger. And if it's not, you have said that you will give everyone their money back that's watching the stream, that whatever they paid to watch the stream, you will give them their money back if this isn't a phenomenal game. Is that what I heard?
Every penny.
Every penny.
Yeah,
every penny.
Circled, pinned. This is the one. I'm predicting an overtime game, Glenn. Our first OT thriller is coming up today in about 31 minutes. Underway
with Puerto Rico moving left or right on your internet dial, not capitalizing on their first possession after winning the opening face-off. Puerto Rico, blue shirts, blue shorts, white numerals. Donovan Lacey, Daniel Mercado, Jared Fernandez, Kevin Lewis, Joshua Balkersell, and Will Mark in goal. The starters today for Colombia in those neon yellow shirts, white shorts, white helmets, blue numerals. And that'll be a great find in front and an easy tally. Puerto Rico on the board first.
I don't know. Was that an easy tally? We might have.
What's the call?
It kind of trickled in. I'm wondering if it didn't go in before he stepped in the crease, or there was.
What looks like they called a penalty
on Colombia.
So is it an and one? They still haven't put the goal on the board, so they say the penalty.
It's Corsell who's going to serve the penalty.
Correct. We got that part figured out. We have no goal, so no goal is the call.
And I'm wondering if they're going to say before the...
Nope, okay. That's the part that I couldn't figure out is why would the goal not count? David Mealy does get the first tally of the game for Puerto Rico.
I thought maybe he had stepped in the crease before it crossed. And what a save there.
Tremendous save. Cifuentes back in cage for game number 3 for Colombia. The other starters, Robert Mendez, Jacob Haas-Janos, Anthony Corsell, Alex Mando-Franco, and Quinn Guevara. So Mealy gets his first of the day and his second of the tournament, gets them on the board first, but they're not able to take advantage of the extra man, and now an opportunity for Colombia. However, all sorts of harassing defense on Mando-Franco was trying to do it all on his own. And it was going to be a shot clock violation anyway. Puerto Rico trying to push and transition. Good check, good D from Mendez to slow that down, force it back out. Puerto Rico 16-14 winner over Great Britain in the first game of the matchups yesterday. And last night fell 18-6 to Team USA.
That was a good back-and-forth matchup. I thought that was one that we thought, they were just chipping away. They needed to score those 3 quick goals. They were able to get one of the 3, but weren't able to chip away at that 16 mark. And ultimately, I'm sorry, talking Great Britain trying to chip away, but it was Colombia or Puerto Rico who was able to hold on to that lead late in the game.
Colombia not getting looks early on. Puerto Rico packing in their defense. Colombia hasn't been able to solve it on their first couple of possessions of the game. Colombia fell 25-7 in their first game against Team USA yesterday and bounced back. Quick turnaround for Colombia, playing in one of the later games of the first session and one of the earlier games of the second session. Great battle, but they fell just a little bit short, 21-18 against Great Britain, looking to get their first win here at the USA Lacrosse Experience. What do you like most about these teams?
Number one, Colombia's uniforms, love.
Yeah.
That's not a like.
They
that's
are
a
really
love.
good.
But I think for Puerto Rico, you look at their balanced attack. They've got 9 players on the roster with 2+ points. So, and they're not like, it's not like some of these U.S. scores where everyone's getting points. They are really balanced. Everyone has between 1 and 4 points on their team. So they're really sharing the ball well. They're making sure that different guys are attacking while different guys are working off ball. And then for Colombia, it's a little bit more top-heavy. Concannon with 6 goals, Aguero with 4, Mandel Franco with 4. So those are really like a bulk of their points have come from those 3 players, but they know their personnel. Aces in places. This was actually the Puerto Rico coach.
Crease call.
The Puerto Rico coach that used the aces in places.
Alex Jernstedt.
Yeah. And Alex Jernstedt, he took a late night drive back home last night. He had to get back for fall ball, so good luck to him. Hopefully he made it safe and is coaching up his boys at Grove City right now.
Dylan Sheridan helping him out here for Puerto Rico. Yeah, I love that from Alex Jernstedt. Ooh, that one rifled in low from outside. Good look from Mandel Franco, and because it was saved, no race to the sideline. It's just out off of Puerto Rico and stays with Colombia.
And that there was a penalty on the play. It was a 1-minute yellow card, which is a major penalty. You're only allowed to get 2 of those. If you get a third, you're gone. Typically, we have not seen anyone get into penalty trouble yet. We've really not seen too many yellow cards in general. I'd say maybe 1 or 2 per game.
So Lastava hit with the penalty, but yet the ball's going the other way.
Some kind of infraction, delay game situation.
Procedure call. So Puerto Rico gets it back with an opportunity to kill some of this penalty off. Leading 1-0.
With it being a 1-minute penalty, Colombia's not in any rush to go double team the ball. They're just going to try to match up one-on-one and have the slide help on the inside. You can see the shadow play of Jacob Haslano.
Yeah, dodging back the other way. Mealy fires a shot in wide. So Colombia will still have the better part of 30 seconds. Still with the man up and an opportunity to cash in here early, get on the board. Tabor tried to use the bull dodge 2 possessions ago. Got off a good shot, but it just sort of bounced in front and over. Feeds into the middle, ball still loose, and coming away with it is Will Mark.
That was a great skip look and just excellent defense by Puerto Rico to cut that off.
And going from bad to worse is not only will they fail to take advantage of the man-up opportunity, but we see a yellow card come out the other way. And so heading to that chair of despair, Joshua Blanchard Inestrosa. The penalty is up on the other side for Puerto Rico, so they are man up now for the next 30 seconds.
Man-up situations, that's the second time in a row they've found right on the back door Matthew Lastava, just wide open, and that time he's able to bury it.
That was so good. That was so good. That's exact textbook execution in a man-up situation.
Yeah, great cycle with their right-handed players, and they skip it down to Lastava on the left side.
Lastava with his first goal of the day and his third of the tournament. And the story for Puerto Rico has been their balance, right?
9 different goal scorers. Sorry, 9 different players with 2+ points. Yeah, that's and no one more than 4. So it's not like it's like one player has inflated, but everyone's got a little bit. It's everyone's at that 2-3 point mark, sharing distributions of assists and goals.
Great save from the veteran Cifuentes. See, the score on our screen is correct, 2-0, and now it's been adjusted. The scoreboard here at Carroll Stadium said 1-1, which is a bit confusing, but now that has been fixed to show 2-0 as well. Nice save from Will Mark using the stick to deny the youngster Vincent Aguero. And what a story Will Mark has been here this weekend. Getting inside, just wide with that shot to Boer. Will Mark, we've been over it a few times. An incredible collegiate career between LIU and Syracuse, a 4-time All-American.
Northern California native, made his way back east for his college career, and now is back in the East Bay of California coaching goalies.
And as you, Rent, for instance, as a lot of folks on Twitter have talked about this weekend, could very much be in the mix to find his way back into the PLL next season, particularly as well as he has played. throw in his effort last night against Team USA. Boy, that show between he and Liam Entenmann, very much worth the price of admission.
Yeah, they were going trade for trade, and both of them so acrobatic in their saves. Kick saves, using their feet, using their legs, using their bodies, and big guys too, not small. And they throw those frames all over the inside of the goal. We got a low-scoring affair here, 2-0. One of our lowest scoring quarters, I think, across the board.
Puerto Rico is in front in Indianapolis. You're watching the USA Lacrosse Experience.
Make sure to visit USA Lacrosse.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. Gainbridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now at Gainbridge.io.
2 saves from Will Mark, 3 from Oscar Cifuentes in that first quarter. Not a lot of goals. Puerto Rico in front of Colombia 2-0. I'm Glenn Clark. He's Mitch Belisle. We're at Carroll Stadium in Indianapolis. This is the USA Lacrosse Experience. Day 2 of this event. It's been a special weekend. Great to have you with us as Puerto Rico tries to stretch out this advantage. What you like most about their defense in that first quarter?
I mean, that was smothering defense. I was just looking back through every game. I don't think there was a game with less than 6 or 7 goals scored in the first quarter, like between the two teams. To have a 2-goal quarter, that's really great defense. Good goaltending. I thought Cifuentes looked really good.
And that one will get through.
He was on it too, right as I said it.
Steve Ramirez.
Broadcaster's curse.
Sure did. And he was right there. He saw it. He had his stick on it, but just couldn't keep it out. Ramirez scores for the first time today and for the first time this weekend. The former Albany Great Dane makes it 3-0, and they get it right back. Colombia just struggling right now to get going offensively, trying to break down that Puerto Rico defense. Nice play by Cifuentes.
Yeah, they've really relied heavily on Cannon, Aguero, Mandel Franco. They need to get those guys going one-on-one, but I think Puerto Rico probably watched the game film from the last day and a half, and they know those are the key players to play in. They're almost daring them to beat them with someone else right now.
Now, any truth to the rumor that Alex Kincannon perhaps slowed down today by the impacts of the shrimp cocktail at St. Elmo's Steakhouse last night?
We did have a spotting of Alex Kincannon. We didn't see what he ordered.
Don't know, but if he was there, you gotta think.
I saw him again this morning. Went for a little jog this morning through Indianapolis. I saw him again. I didn't see, if he had a steak hangover. I couldn't tell, but
I know somebody who did last night.
Maybe 2 somebodies.
Yeah.
But I said I'm back. I'm back for the shrimp cocktail.
Nice save by, oh no, Will Mark again. Speaking of had it, Will Mark had it, but couldn't. We'll watch this one more time as he was all over it, but it sneaks through Nicholas Sheedy.
And that was almost the exact same situation.
Right?
Late shot clock, just kind of taking a wing and a prayer and fires it up, and it slips through there. As Colombia's on the, they had a break. They just couldn't get the ball up, or could they?
And chucked down, but a little bit out of the range of Guevara. Aguero did the right thing, knowing that Guevara was down there by himself. Hey, go try to give him a chance. Just didn't work out this time. Colombia able to get back in the hole defensively. Oh, but see that one, let's talk about that one, right? Because Christian Laureano was completely open. Did he need to go behind the back to create an angle there?
Improved his angle. Yeah, he improved the shot angle. He had it left-handed. He came back around. He just didn't pull or twist his shoulders quite enough to put it on cage, but I like the idea in that particular situation.
I thought he had such a wide open look
He probably could have slowed down and maybe stopped his feet and then come back. One thing, I've said it a few times, but players running, wow, huge hit.
Yeah.
That is.
Is the card out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be yellow at a minimum.
You've talked about this a lot as Mandel Franco got leveled there.
They're going to go with the yellow there. That borderline may have been like, they talk about like takeout checks, kind of the huge body checks, and that was just about borderline. But I think they want to try to keep everyone in the game here, this being the last one.
And
it wasn't vicious.
You've talked about it a few times this weekend. We have seen a few of those over the course of the weekend that if you play enough field lacrosse, you play enough of the other disciplines in this sport, it's just what you think you're supposed to do in that spot. It's almost instinctual for you.
It's so quick, right? You don't really have that time to react. You're just, all of a sudden you see a player in front of you trying to slide into support and help, and that's exactly what Puerto Rico did there. And it was
Jared Fernandez.
Fernandez, he plays that physical style of defense at Johns Hopkins. Like, he's used to sliding and using the body, and so that's what happened there.
Fernandez.
Good opportunity here for Colombia to get a little bit closer.
And did finish his collegiate career at Hopkins after 3 years at Syracuse. In the chair of despair. And good movement, but not a ton on the shot ultimately. It was an open look for Tiest. Just sort of shot it right into the body of Will Mark.
And he just didn't have a whole lot of room. He was on that no angle right there. Will Mark, so good, uses that big frame to hug the pipe, keeps his stick high, really takes away every opportunity for the ball to get past him.
So there was a secondary penalty that was called that we did not see. Kevin Lewis was also called for a 30-second penalty. That penalty comes up. Colombia wastes a 5-on-3 opportunity.
I wouldn't say wastes, but they were unable to capitalize.
Thank you. I think
they
it
didn't
means
throw it away.
Thing.
They tried their best.
They said no, we don't want it.
Declined it.
5 seconds left on the original penalty. Colombia is not going to force the issue. Well, as I say that, Mandel Franco decides to take a rip, almost like he had me in his ear. Show you, announcer man. You think you know what you're talking about?
Still low-scoring affair. Only 4 goals here.
There was an open man in front. It was Donovan Lacey, not able to hold on.
A little bit sloppy here, as they haven't really been able to break through to the middle field. And I say sloppy, but also great interior defense, forcing these outside shots. I think both teams feel good about their goaltending, and so they're almost daring each other to take that outside shot, saying, we'll give that up. We're just going to take away the interior.
Misfire on the pass, but Colombia will hold on to it. However,
5
talking
left
about
of the shot clock.
Yep, every time the ball hits the turf, it becomes a real shot clock problem, and it forces a long shot from Tabor from the outside, not on target.
We've got a penalty. That's going to be on Colombia, I believe. No, it's 42 again, and that's another yellow card.
And so,
Puerto Rico,
another man-up chance.
And I think that's Jared Fernandez's second yellow card, so he gets one more yellow, and he's
That's
out.
it, yep.
Which we have not seen yet this weekend.
Can Colombia convert here, man up? Stepping down, improving the angle with Sheedy, but still, was that the shot?
No, they have not been able to penetrate the interior at all. They're just working the outside in those low angle, low corners, and that's not going to fly against a goalie like Will Mark.
Gotta have one of those big dudes you can throw in the middle and say, hey man, take a shot, you're going to get hit. Finish a goal first. Colombia trying to kill off the rest of this penalty.
Oh, what a one-handed
short-handed
feed there.
goal. Yeah, Christian Mercado was open.
Steve Ramirez with the one-hand scoop feed. Look at this. Oh, beautiful look, and he just puts it high. Drops his head. He knows that was a golden opportunity there.
I don't want to make a big deal out of this, Mitch, but so far, you might owe a lot of people their 0-0-0 back. You might have to start writing some checks. Not that it hasn't been a competitive game, just not necessarily the ESPN Classic that you promised us at the top. We'll see how it goes. Still a lot of time left as Sheedy Has that one eaten up by Mark. And we're going to get a timeout taken by Puerto Rico here with 1:22 remaining in the second quarter.
Timeout, Puerto Rico.
I'm noticing right now, I do not see 42 in yellow.
National Celebrate Lacrosse
So,
Week is right around
I
the
don't
corner.
know.
USA Lacrosse.
If maybe
In fact, I
Celebrate
do.
the
Is that
sport
him?
this
I
fall,
do see him with the
November
hat.
7th through 10th for the 4th annual
St.
National
Elmo's
Celebrate
steak, take him
Lacrosse
out?
Week.
I don't know.
Pick up and
Let's
play
not
clinics
let's
for
not say
children ages
anything
6
that
through
might
14 will
get
be
us in
held
trouble with the
nationwide.
folks. We're going to
Give
assume
players a chance
that it was
to
a
try the
beautiful
sport.
dinner at St.
And
Elmo's.
connect with local
Ours
lacrosse
was.
We prefer
organizations
having
that
course
provide
dinners at places like
opportunities
Bibby Bop
to
Asian
further the
Grill.
exploration of lacrosse.
But if we can't make it in, we don't mind also stopping into an Indianapolis institution
Well, I
while
think
we're here.
the issue was we did such a good job promoting it. The lines were around the block
That's
for
true.
Bibimbap
We all
and
play, we all win.
So
Penn Station, so we just had to go to St. Elmo's, the
you
only
do-
option.
You make a very good point. Kincannon did not start today, and certainly we have not called his name. And
Yeah, I realized, I was like, what is missing from this offense?
Yep.
It's their 6-goal scoring dynamo, number 42, who really, I think, did a nice job of putting a lot of pressure defensively and then pushing that up and then using that into settled one-on-ones. But he is on the sideline with a hat on and khakis on, so he either is not able to play or they're trying to get a different look today. Maybe he's working his way into the coaching role.
trying to help out in that capacity, perhaps. Working alongside Oscar Daniel Castillo Morales, the head coach of the Colombia program.
But certainly explains why they've had a little bit of a lack of dynamism on their offense, because he draws so much attention even when he's not scoring.
Cifuentes gets it out there, but a little too far on the outlet pass.
Corsell has to battle trying to get that ball 1-on-2. He's unable to do so, and we got transition the other way.
But they smartly left back behind Robert Mendez to try to cut off an easy transition opportunity.
Beautiful look. Donovan Lacey streaking untouched, but
Lacey
couldn't handle the pass.
Throwing the shoulder, dropping it outside, and the bomb. Christian Laureano with his first of the day. Ooh, a lot to like about that.
Puerto Rico goal
And
scored by
Colombia
number 17,
will take a
Christian
timeout as
Laureano.
well. You know, you can't take them with you is what I hear.
Yep, you get 2 per half, so you might as well use it. I really like the timing of this call. Possibly it's Coach Concannon that made the
Timeout,
call, but
Colombia.
they're going to draw something up here. What I'd like to see, I really want to see them get at least 1, if not 2 cuts down. I thought a really effective play that I want to say it was Great Britain used is they got the ball low, they had 2 cutters come through, and the second cutter actually set the pick, and then they used back off-ball motion on the left side. So something simple like that with like a 3-man rotation and then a 2-man rotation, and then you come off the pick and you have a lot of options. You can dodge to your top hand, to the top side on your strong hand. You can swing it over to your lefties to attack, or you hit the roll guy who set that pick for you. So it's really like a good 3 options with good spacing as well.
32 seconds remaining in the first half. Colombia is trying to find other offensive options with Alex Concannon not part of the mix today. Have we seen Case Switlick?
That's another great point. He has not been on the board yet,
Yeah, I don't
and I don't see
see
a 47
out there
as
either.
well. So
So that's been another big part of their offense for the first 2 games. He had 3 goals, 2 against Team USA and 1 against Great Britain. Again, no, there he is. He's out there. See if they can't get Case Switlick involved. He is in the middle. He's got it in his stick right now. Getting deep in the shot clock. Colombia got to make something happen. Instead, they'll turn it over. Chance for an outlet. Closing seconds, and that's a nice finish. Balkersell for the first time today. Disaster for Colombia out of the timeout. As not only do they not score, but they end up giving up a goal. Now let's see if there's going to be a penalty here.
there is.
I don't
Curious
think
who
there's
it's going to be on. I think at least 1. There might be 2 penalties. It's a green card, so just a minor infraction.
At the end of the first half,
They're going to call a hold there.
Okay.
5-1 over
So
Colombia.
Balkersell scores the goal in the closing seconds. It's his first of the game, makes it 5-1. Colombia will have the man-up opportunity to start quarter number 3. Will have the opportunity to come back in And take a look at first half highlights and get you ready for the start of the second half. Puerto Rico in front of Colombia 5-1 here in Indianapolis at the USA Lacrosse Experience.
For more information.
If they could see themselves play and then we can correct it and then bring those corrections to the field, that's every coach's dream.
When a child picks up a lacrosse stick, they welcome the wonder of something new. They gain a community and the lasting friendships it creates. At USA Lacrosse, we believe the sport is an opportunity for families to create a lasting connection and make memories that last a lifetime. Catch the fun and bring a friend to pick up and play. During National Celebrate Lacrosse Week this November, head to usalacrosse.com/celebrate lacrosse to find a clinic near you.
Every player knows the skills you learn on the field can be the foundation for anything you choose to do in life.
Thank you for connecting me to a greater community.
We're growing beyond goals on the field.
And our futures are united.
So thank you, Lacrosse.
For inspiring me to be me.
We are better,
Safer,
And wiser together.
and we're building a stronger future
For everyone.
Getting ready for the start of the second half here at Carroll Stadium. Puerto Rico in front of Colombia 5-1. Glenn Clark, Mitch Bilal with you at the USA Lacrosse Experience. We want to tell you about our great partners that have helped to make this broadcast possible. Like, of course, Baby Bop Asian Grill, where I highly recommend. I don't know if it's the red rice, the purple rice, what they call it, but my God, it is good. And
Doesn't
you
even
should
need
get
a name. It's that good.
No, it is phenomenal. Also, of course, Condados, Tacos, Tequila, and Margaritas, as well as Penn Station East Coast Subs and Taylor's Bakery as well. Appreciate all of them making the USA Lacrosse Experience possible here in Indianapolis. Matthew Lestava with a goal and an assist for 2 points. Joshua Balkersell, same line. Will Mark, 4 saves. Oscar Cifuentes, 5 saves in the first half. Take a look at some of our first half highlights, see how it is. Oh, first, I got to tell you, I'll tell you about it later in a second. Apologies to the crew because they did a great job there getting me the shot that I asked for. And then me, the half-baked professional, I failed to deliver on the setup. Puerto Rico took them a little while to get going.
Both teams really limiting each other to outside shots. And I think part of that is they're just not winning one-on-one battles, so they're not forced to slide. They're trying to find those exterior shots. A couple times in transition, you see that is another example to get to the middle, but they can't put it past Cifuentes there. That one somehow just squeaks by, and then another one kind of start out the quarter. There were the 2 goals that the goalies were all over that just squeaked in. But then for the rest of the quarter, it really has been a goalie battle that's been difficult to beat either side unless they have that wide open look like we see right there by Barcasell.
And that was the only goal allowed by Will Mark in the first half. You see the helmets there for Team Colombia, Los Cafeteros. That's the same name that the Colombian football team or soccer team goes by. Maybe similar to like the Three Lions in Great Britain. They call themselves Los Cafeteros, so I'm getting the sense that that might be shared by all of the various national teams in Colombia, that Los Cafeteros moniker that they have there on the back of their helmets.
Coffee, Colombian coffee, little cafeteros.
I only get my coffee from Taylor's Bakery, however.
That's a good point,
so
good point.
you have to keep walking if you're looking for coffee somewhere
I'm sure they
else.
use probably some of the finest Colombian coffee beans.
Starting quarter number 3, Colombia on the extra man from that penalty at the end of the second quarter. Thomas O'Connell hit with it. Puerto Rico getting the stop. Now they can kill off the rest of the penalty, or they can push it ahead. Boy, very briefly, thought that Brennan Banks might be able to take that on goal.
Donovan Lacey with the knockdown, the ground ball, and then he pushes it up in transition. He has been a force all over the field for Puerto Rico this game, who has really, we talked about their even distribution of scoring, 9 guys with 2 or more points. Every single goal scorer, a new goal scorer so far in this game.
The step down from Lastava. He's the first multi-goal scorer.
Except for that one.
Second of the game. And fourth of the weekend for Lastava to make it 6-1.
Now playing some strong defense on ball.
And ooh, there's the first clean goal scored by Colombia tonight. Stinger from outside to board.
Colombia goal scored by number 24, Ryan Tabor.
It's his first of the game.
He's got 2 on the weekend thus far, though, so the weekend hat trick, if you will.
Oscar Cifuentes remains between the pipes for Team Colombia here in the second half. Oh, getting free, but not much of an angle that time for Owen Fasulka.
He did a nice job of getting topside. I'd like to see him take 2 more steps. Again, you're not going to absorb a hit, at least not a big body check, so you might as well get to top center on the crease, improve your angle, and see if you can get that goalie off his pipe.
Puerto Rico trying to see if that, Colombia trying to see if that Tabor goal can't wake them up a little bit here.
You hear coaches move it. You can't keep the ball in your stick for more than 2 or 3 seconds if you're not actively dodging, and we're going to see a shot clock violation here.
That was the issue for them in the first quarter, just holding the ball for too long.
You see a pat on the head from number 42, Jared Fernandez. He knows he is 2 yellow cards in, 1 more yellow card, and he's gone. So he's going to play on his best behavior, much like a player with too many fouls in the NBA.
I wonder if maybe brought like the ref an apple at halftime or something like that. Just want to tell you what a great job you're doing.
Speaking of a great job, I think these refs are doing a really nice job. Everyone's learning out here, including the referees, but I think they've been doing a really nice job of explaining to the coaches and the players as they're calling the plays. When there's mistakes, they explain what happened. It's so fast-paced. Sometimes it takes a little bit of getting used to, as they're going to get a green card here for goalie interference on Puerto Rico.
And so another man-up opportunity for Colombia. You know who else thinks the refs are doing a good job? The folks here from World Lacrosse that are reviewing these refs, because we talk about the road to Los Angeles beginning for these players. It's the same story for the officials. They've officiated big opportunities, but you think the Olympics are something that they've also dreamed of, the chance to go participate in the biggest sporting event in the world?
Absolutely. They need refs, they need players, they need announcers.
Well, do you know
subtle hint. Oh, great skip look to the backside for Lastava with his 3rd of the game on the power play. And that was actually, I misspoke, so that one was on Colombia. Yep, so Puerto Rico has the advantage. They find him again on that skip. That's the 2nd time he's scored the man-up goal on that bottom left corner with just a quick skip to the dunk.
5th of the weekend for Lastava. Makes it 7-2 Puerto Rico. And, just going kamikaze, but was it crease first? Mendel Franco went for it.
A lot of pressure on him. So we'll see what they make the call. We're going to get a referee's timeout while they fix the goal, the collapsible goal. Good look at Eric Campbell right there. He just went out of frame right there. Referee Eric Campbell, friend of mine, worked for the Boston Cannons for a long time, cool. back in some of my early days. And maybe, he might have worked for the Boston Blazers as well for the NLL days. But great guy. He's still out in Boston, Massachusetts. Got a chance to catch up with him. He used to have this long hair. So when he came up and said hello, I was like, who
are you?
Soupy. There he is.
That's cool. Very cool. Owen Fasulka going to serve the penalty. 60 seconds. And I believe we can confirm the crease call, no goal. Colombia the man up. They've struggled in man-up situations today. And,
struggle no more.
Well outside. Mandel Franco. He saw the space.
The Fives have it. All goals scored in this half by
Colombia
number five.
Alex Mandel
Fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth.
It's my favorite. The fifth. Cuts it to 7-3. Ball comes free. Battle for it in front of goal. Round ball comes away to Cifuentes.
Good stop, good clear here for Colombia. If they could put together a 2-3 goal run.
Work their way back into it.
Exactly. Before this third quarter ends, then we head into the fourth with my prophecy set to become true, Glenn.
Sheedy pushes it ahead to Colombia. Back to even strength. And the ball comes free, and it'll be taken the other way.
Puerto Rico is playing exceptional defense right now, and that defense is leading to offense as they notch another one and put an end to that short-lived run by Colombia.
Daniel Mercado, his first of the game, the former Wagner Seahawk. Actually, I say former. He still has one more year to play at Wagner.
Out in beautiful Staten Island, New York.
Racing down, Mercado makes it back-to-back. That one a bit more spectacular.
And one as Corsell will go to the box, and they're going to give him a push. That's the right call when we see that replay. It's a green card for a push because I do believe that Corsell had one yellow card already, so he stays out of that dangerous territory.
First two goals of the weekend for Daniel Mercado here in the third quarter. And yeah, those moments that Colombia had the opportunity to work their way back in, Puerto Rico just seizing control of this game instead. 9-3 with a chance to add to it.
And because it was just a green card, the goal stand. The penalty's wiped out. And Colombia will go down 5-on-5.
All right. Still, momentum very much on the side of Puerto Rico after those back-to-back Mercado goals. What's the answer? Mandel Franco goes for a bouncer, making it so much more difficult. When you fall behind against Puerto Rico, you also know that you're facing one of the best goalies in the world. And it's very difficult for that to not be something that gets into your head.
Yeah, then you start trying to really paint those corners instead of just putting it on cage. You miss. We saw right there, Guerrero was trying to run that one out, kind of just the natural reaction of backing up the goal, but those missed shots so dangerous because they come back to the other team either as transition or just possession.
Will Mark had 24 combined saves in the two games yesterday.
Puerto Rico taking their time, substituting.
Why not? Leading 9-3. 2 minutes remaining here in this third quarter. Coming up next, back to the women's side, Team USA and Great Britain, game number 3. Colombia needing some momentum. Maybe Ryan Tabor can give it to them.
Nice pickoff by Tabor. It's so funny.
Colombia goal.
2 goals by number 24 for Puerto Rico. Goal for number 24 by Colombia. These evenly matched squads going back and forth. Even on the number.
Spin. Shot denied. It was Christian Laureano.
And that's a reset, so they got a fresh 30 seconds here with that pickup.
And they're happy to reset the offense. Now knifing his way through and falling down. Oh, a Superman goal. Very impressive finish.
Paul Garcelle with a big face dodge, tuck and go. He's not the biggest guy, so he slips through that gap, keeping his body slender, cutting through like a knife, gets his stick back to his shoulder, and is able to bury. That's a big goal for Puerto Rico.
Second of the game, fourth of the weekend, but That's a parent goal the other way down. Vincent Aguero, the youngster, not a lot of angle, and that tends to be what happens when you don't have much angle
Goal
for a shot.
registered to Puerto Rico's #1, Joshua Valcarcel, his second.
Aguero has really represented himself quite well as Cifuentes denies Lastava on the doorstep. Aguero, high school junior, has had 4 goals through 2 games, has not been able to score today. Oh, wide open in front and putting it home, Haas Janos.
Nice assist there. He shot it,
Colombia
followed
goal
it up,
scored
got
by
his own
number
rebound,
3,
and then got the
Jacob
assist, sending it to
Shano.
Shano.
Makes it 10-5. Final couple of seconds. Oh, from way outside, Donovan Lacey taking matters into his own hands in the closing seconds. He gets his first of the game, and Puerto Rico's lead is 11-5 after 3. The former Maryland Terrapin getting the job done in the closing seconds. Puerto Rico leads by 6, 1 quarter to go here at the USA Lacrosse Experience.
You are traveling to. Hotel Planner is the official booking partner of USA Lacrosse. Search over 500,000 hotels worldwide.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. Gainbridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now at Gainbridge.io.
It was a little bit of a slow start for Team Puerto Rico today, scoring just 2 in the first quarter, but they have started to pull away, leading 11-5 as we head to quarter number 4. What have they done so well offensively in this one, Mitch?
Again, it's what we talked about at the top, is distributing the ball and distributing the wealth. They've got 2 power play goals by Lastava on that bottom left corner, but everyone else is just sharing the load, picking up tough loose balls, pushing it up the field, sparking transition, and then beating one-on-one matchups and finding the one more pass. It really is scoring by committee. 2, 4, 6, 7 unique scorers of their 11 goals.
He is former Cornell and Boston Cannon star Mitch Belisle. I am one-time Annapolis 10K finisher Glenn Clark. We are with you from Carroll Stadium here in Indianapolis at the USA Lacrosse Experience. Got a great crew from ISC and helping us out all weekend long, along with the staff at USA Lacrosse. And we can't thank them enough for making us sound competent. And speaking of competent, that was a little bit more than competent from Valcarcel.
And that is his 3rd of the game. Just beating his man topside. I love how he gets his hips all the way around when he shoots that. That gives you a little bit more power. And instead of just floating it, he's able to turn his whole body into it. Will Mark with a beautiful save there.
Did you say that this game is Valcarcel's recital? Perhaps he thinks it's very vital.
To rock around?
That's right on time. Hat tricky is his title.
First hat trick of the game. Nope, second. Lastava was the first to run DMC his way to 3 goals.
Colombia gets it back. Minute gone by here in this 4th quarter. Again, one of the storylines today, they have not had their leading scorer, Alex Kincannon, on the field. And they have not looked like the same offense without him.
No, it certainly is a big loss for them. We've got Ian Carvajal has taken the place between the pipes for Colombia.
Will Mark still going the distance for Puerto Rico. That's in part because he's the only goalie on the roster for Puerto Rico. And
well, Kevin Lewis is ready to go.
That's what I was about to bring up.
We talked about
you almost wonder, after what we learned about the PALA Championship, the qualifiers,
Oh, he'd be the only option.
You would think.
What a save by
Will
Will Mark. How about that? He saved it and in the.
I
That was
almost
a net
feel
popper
like
right there.
I almost feel like that would have been criminal. Given the effort, the moves from Daniel Mercado, had to be a goal. Had to be. What are the lacrosse gods doing if that's not a goal?
When you play with pace and speed, I mean, that was from the save, the double save at Will Mark. He makes the save and in his momentum falls back, keeps it out of the goal, gets it up and out, and then just an absolute rocket there. Not just the shot, but his entire body propelling forward. Daniel Mercado comes flying up. Here we go. We see the shot, the save, quick outlet from his knees, no problem, and then Mercado turns into a human speed demon, gets it through, and scores.
Puerto Rico calls the timeout with 6:03 remaining. Here in the fourth quarter, we're going to have a penalty as well. It'll be a man-up opportunity for Puerto Rico with a 60-second penalty for Robert Mendez. 2 more games to go this weekend. As we've talked about, coming up next, we go back to the women's side of things, the United States and Great Britain. That one will start at about 6:30. And then our nightcap, the United States and Great Britain men. And then if you are really looking for a nightcap, you can join Mitch and I at Condados, Tacos, Tequila, and Margaritas a little bit later on this evening.
One of the fastest growing franchises in the Midwest, in fact.
I'm starting to think that you and I might want to think about it. Might want to think about making a couple of phone calls.
We bring this thing to the East Coast, spokesman up and down the East Coast across the lacrosse world.
You in Jersey, me in Maryland. I like the language you're speaking. The hidden ball trick for the outside, but not on target. I liked the execution of the hidden ball trick.
Enough to get the hands free. That certainly was evident, but not enough to get it on cage.
I also like the fake shot on the other side of the hidden ball trick. That's how you really sell it.
You got to sell. We know a thing or two about selling, don't we, Glenn?
Yes, we do. Might need to think about talking to Balkersell about whether or not he's interested in selling some Condados, Tacos, Tequila, and Margaritas with us on the East Coast. 12-5, timeout taken with 5:24 remaining in the fourth quarter. So I'm going to give you the same question I gave for the women's programs. From where they are right now to where they want to be by 2028. For both of these programs, what do they need to do to get on the path to not only qualifying for the Olympics, but having a chance to make some noise?
I think on the Colombian side, it's continue to recruit, right? It's find those players with Colombian heritage that are excited about playing. I think offensively, they just need to find a few more dynamic weapons that can finish inside. They need some inside play. That, to me, has been their biggest weakness, especially that's shown here in this Puerto Rico game. They don't have like an inside finisher who can set those picks, roll, catch it, and bury. Someone who can be real sneaky on the top of the crease. I think that's their biggest need right now. And then Puerto Rico, I like their balanced attack. I like their goaltending, that's for sure. As Puerto Rico just double teams the ball, they get Will Mark in it, and they ride it back. That was a nicely drawn up, high-pressure defense to win that one back. But I think this Puerto Rico team really has a great base to work from. They're just going to continue working in some strong Puerto Rican heritage players, and they're going to be in great shape, I think.
Out of the timeout, Puerto Rico trying to add to the 7-goal lead. Balkersell running things up top. Now a grad student at Marist College. Couple of fakes, tough angle, not much room for Steve Ramirez to try to sneak that shot through.
Great defense by Joshua Blanchard and Estrosa. Really great one-on-one defense, and then soaking the shot by Jacob Haciano.
It's been a tough day for Colombia, a team that really impressed us in 2 games yesterday.
Yeah, it's amazing. You can just see how much not having that dynamic one-on-one shake guy of Concannon. He just drew so much attention. Not only did he score on a lot of his takes, but he would get a lot of attention and then could dump the ball off to teammates for easy goals. And today they just don't have that option, and it certainly has made their offense far less potent.
Tabor tried to go back to Switlik, not able to connect on the pass, so it's turnover. Colombia gets it back past the midway point of the fourth quarter. Drifting out, Fernandez, who, as you pointed out, has been on his best behavior here in the second half. Very polite, very demure. Good finish inside.
Cross-check out.
Puerto Rico goal scored by number 23,
For
Sean Laureano.
Sean Laureano, that is his first of the day. And it's his second of the tournament.
Oh, and that's a nice turnaround goal
Very nice
there for
response.
Colombia's. Nicholas Sheedy gets on the board.
Second of the day for
Colombian
Sheedy.
goal scored by number 13, Nicholas Sheedy, his second.
13-6. Puerto Rico still in front by a touchdown. Running shot, Donovan Lacey. He's shown off. He's got a little bit of a,
Puerto Rico goal scored by
I don't want to say
number 2,
outside
Donovan
look, but
Lacey,
he's got
his
more of a
second.
shot, I think, from distance than we realized.
Oh, nice check for the takeaway there. Yeah, he certainly has been able to stretch all. He was the leading scorer coming into this goal with 3 goals.
2-on-1, great feed right to the middle, and Alex Rodriguez.
A-Rod getting on the stat sheet for the first
Puerto Rico
time this
goal
weekend.
scored by number 89, Alex Rodriguez.
Our apologies that things didn't work out with J-Lo, but nice to see him out here. And boy, this is...
And that was a miscued pass
No
that
doubt.
just trickled by. But you know what? They don't
Colombia
ask
goal
how,
scored
they
by
ask how
number
many,
7,
Glenn.
Corey Tiest credited with the goal, his first. And right now, don't look down. Whatever you do, do not look down.
We talked about this being a high-paced game.
That's the first for Thomas O'Connell today, and his second of the weekend.
2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Former Maryland Terrapin, much like Donovan Lacey.
Walk-on basketball player at St. John's as
right.
well. Pretty exciting. It's cool seeing all these crossover sports stories. And
yeah, you know a thing or two about crossover sports stories.
Former hockey player,
Yeah.
but, you know, mid-range Maryland hockey player.
That I was going to say, cannot leave that much time and space. Steve Ramirez. You could almost see he was like, really? Nobody? Nobody?
He didn't want to hit the goalie with that, you know. If I'm going to crease crank, I got to make sure I put it in the right spot.
I feel like you're underselling your ice hockey prowess. You were not Yvonne Labre Player of the Year. That's what the streets are telling me.
Yvonne Labre did recognize my efforts on the ice, and I did win the Hockey Night in America Men's Summer League in New Jersey.
Look
so that
at
was
you.
something. That was just a couple weeks ago with the Mega Moves of Summer.
To the doorstep, Anthony
Colombia goal
Corcel
scored by number 4, Anthony
puts one
Corcel.
home to make it 17-8. As we didn't see a lot of goals early on, but all of a sudden this fourth quarter making up for it. Donovan Lacey shakes free, shoots low, denied by Cifuentes. Nope, sorry. No longer Cifuentes. We already mentioned that. It's Carvajal.
And they're making up for lost time. We talked about this low-scoring first quarter, 2 goals. There's been more goals in the last 20 seconds than there was the entire first quarter.
Looks like Christian Laureano might be headed over to the chair of despair.
Cross-check called there by Eric Campbell.
So with 31 seconds remaining in the fourth, another man-up opportunity for Team Colombia. Love to having Colombia here at the USA Lacrosse Experience. Great to continue to see the game grow. More and more countries around the world pick it up, and we're excited about what sixes can do in places where it might be hard to field an entire field team or to find the space to use an entire field or even a hockey arena for box.
Very much built for growth is the sixes game, and that's why they did it. Get more countries involved, more places that you can play, be able to put together 2 squads and do a scrimmage with only 24 players. That is what it's all about.
Very successful trip to Indianapolis for Puerto Rico. They go 2-1 this weekend as they defeat Colombia 17-8 here this afternoon. Colombia finishes it up 0-3 here at the USA Lacrosse Experience, but they certainly had their moments where they showed what they were capable of. Mitch Belisle, some final thoughts from you on these two teams.
Absolutely everything to be proud of for these two countries. I think Colombia, they've got some key pieces they need to continue to build there. You can just see the joy and the passion these teams play with each other or have for their heritage, and then playing together. And then Puerto Rico, I think a lot of really, really good base to build on as they head towards the 2028 Olympics. They share the ball well, they spread out, they got a lot of guys who can do different things, and they've got Will Markin-Cage. If they can keep him healthy for 4 more years, that's a great piece to build the rest of your team around.
When we come back in, we will have Team USA, Team Great Britain on the women's side. That one at just about 6:30 is next. Final score here, Puerto Rico 17, Colombia 8. You're watching the USA Lacrosse Experience.